Hi everyone, it's Alessio Rostagna of Leading Trader. Hope you're well. Today is of course November 22nd, and today is exactly 50 years since the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. You can see I have here a chart of 1963 open, and I thought it'd just be fascinating to actually have another visit on to this important day in history. When I say important, because it has been 50 years, and still people are talking about it. They're still making movies about it, and still we don't know. Nobody really knows what happened to JFK. I'm sure you've heard of the conspiracies, so I don't have to go through all of them again. But I think I'm always fascinated by history, and I think it's truly fascinating to have another look and see what happened exactly on November 22nd, 1963, which is what we're looking at here. Now, I just want to mention that I'm not trying to trivialize or show any disrespect for what was obviously a tragic and sad day in history, and of course also for democracy. But I think, if you're fascinated by history as much as I am, I think you'll also find this interesting as well. So let's take another look at this day, and you can see I'm looking at a chart of the, let me just bring this a little bit closer so we can actually have a look at it properly. Okay, so what we're looking at here is that day. So that's November 22nd, 1963. And you can see the Dow opened on that day at 732. And it went to the lows of 710 and it closed at 711. Now, of course, that's just you're talking about a 3% drop in the Dow on that day. Okay, when everyone found out that the president was assassinated. But notice what happened here. That this red line you see here is the 200 MA. That's a 200 simple moving average, and it held support. And you can see the market actually came to that level, and that level held it at support. And then, of course, it managed to bounce off and continue as though nothing had happened. Business as usual for the markets. Of course, the world changed, as we know, but the market pretty much shrugged it off and continued going forward. Now, this 200 period moving average acting as support, by the way, is not a new phenomenon. It's actually been a reliable. Let me just show you this from the 1980s. If we just have a look at that, for example. Now we're looking at the Dow in the mid 1980s, and again, you can see the same kind of pattern repeats itself here. So the market came down to the 200 period moving average, bounced off, and then over here, again, late 1984. Came down here to support a 200 period moving average, and then it rallied on. Kind of came down here to support here, and then again in September of 1985 came down to support a 200 period moving average, held the support, and then rallied on. In fact, you can see, if I just go a little bit forward here, and going into 1986, for example, there you go again. So that's 1986, and you can see. Just like I showed you, came down to the 200 period moving average, held support, and then rallied on. Now, of course, it doesn't work this way every single time. Of course, we know that at some points this fails, like it did in 1987, the famous crash of October 1987. You can see the markets just went right through that like knife through butter. And you can see the Dow dropped by almost 1,000 points that month. And I still remember October 1987 like it was yesterday, even though I was 10 years old at the time. Now, more recently, you can see this year, the Dow again came to its 200 period moving average at just about 14,800 before rallying further. All right, guys, hope this helps. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the movie Parkland, which is about the whole JFK assassination. It's going to be released in London today, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that movie. But otherwise, have a great weekend, and I'll see you at the next video update. Bye for now.